It's down the road we go, friends. It is the third day of May, 2023. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, and my calendar tells me it's Wednesday. A Wenatchee Valley tradition since 2022. Winning Wednesday is back because it's Wednesday. Look at the bottom of your screen. Get ready to enter if you want to win, because if you don't enter, you cannot win. Hell on Hooves, baby. It's two shows, Friday night and Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center. These tickets are specifically, there you go, the Hell on Hooves Rough Stock Rodeo. These tickets are specifically for Friday night. So if you haven't made plans yet for Friday night, you want to go see barrel racing, bull riding, saddle bronc riding, mutton busting, cowboy, bull poker. I for one, you just can smell the excitement from here. You want to go? I got 4 packs, and I got 4 packs, and I got 4 packs. Going to have 3 winners today. 3 winners. And each winner gets 4 tickets, general admission tickets, to go see the Friday night edition of the Hell on Hooves Rodeo. Again, Friday night, don't forget. Can't use them Saturday. Friday night edition of the Hell on Hooves Rodeo. Estimated retail value, $1,000. Estimated. It's actually $100. $25 a piece, and there's 4 of them, so boom, boom, boom. Winner at ncwlife.com, winner at ncwlife.com. Get your email to me. You know the rules by now. 1 entry per email address. If you have more than 1 email address, you can enter more than once. You just can't enter continuously on the same email address. We keep track of these things. Employees of Solion Broadcasting and Local Telecommunications are not eligible. Sorry, Dimitri. And if you do not enter, you cannot win. Simple as that. Friday night's edition of the Hell on Hooves Rodeo, brought to you by Lexar Homes at the Town Toyota Center. There you go for Friday night. And I got 3 4-packs. So you can take you and 3 of your friends, or 2 of your friends and 1 of your enemies. I don't care. Get in your emails. We'll do the drawing a little bit later on. I'll give you another reminder of it in just a little bit. Beautiful morning. A few high clouds, 61 degrees, kind of muggy, 63% relative humidity. Good looking day today. Most of Thursday's looking good, and then whoa, temperatures are going to drop lower than a gopher's basement, and we're in for some wet weather, especially Friday, but it looks like we'll be dry for the Smell Growers Grand Parade. But a big change in the weather is coming up once we get to Thursday afternoon. Details are coming up. News, lots of news, a lot of news to get to on this Wednesday morning. In sports, Kraken win in overtime. Almost gave me a heart attack. Mariners win in a game they should have won. The Panthers and the Mavericks played boys soccer last night. We televised it. 8 goals combined between the 2 teams. One team scored 7 of them. We'll have highlights of that. And in the back half of the program, tonight is opening night. Music Theater Wenatchee's presentation of Shrek the Musical. We went down there to the New America Performing Arts Center, talked to Jeff and Christy. Jeff plays the donkey. He's on stage. Christy is the unsung hero of this production. It's Shrek. There's a lot of costumes. There's like 100 costumes, and Christy's in charge of all of them. Jeff and Christy will talk about Shrek opening night tonight at the New America Performing Arts Center. Let's go. Let's take our tour. What do we got out there? Well, we have this. From our Wenatchee Heights camera, zoomed way out. Hills are green. They are also alive with the sound of music. If I sing it, we have to pay, and I don't want to do that. Look how green everything is, and that means my allergies will be kicking up big time in the not-too-distant future from the Wenatchee Heights camera. And yes, the Columbia River is still running high, it's running cold, and it's a little on the muddy side, a lot of runoff from the various streams and rivers that feed into the Columbia. The Omi Gardens camera, we'll just turn around and go the other direction. This is pretty much the same elevation as the Heights camera, maybe a little bit lower, and it looks the other way. So good morning to the Otobashian Bridge and the green hills of East Wenatchee. And I finally figured out that roundabout down there on Easy Street, that temporary roundabout. It's not too hard. They're continuing to work on that. Upper Butte's going to give us a lovely view of Lake Chelan, and there it is. You can see one of the support towers high atop the Chelan Butte. We have 2 cameras there, the one on top of the butte, we call it the Upper Butte, and we have one a little bit lower and towards the town of Chelan. Good morning to Lake Chelan. You are looking good, you always do. And Entiat checks in, the gateway to recreation. There's Entiat. They used to call themselves, well, the gateway to recreation is what they brand themselves are in the city of Entiat. If you drive into Entiat, excuse me, you'll see the sign, Entiat, the gateway to recreation. The old sign said, "Welcome to Entiat. Stop here and go to the bathroom on your way to Lake Chelan." Just didn't have the same saying. Good morning to Entiat. That is from our Waterville camera, by the way. From the National Weather Service, let's get right to it. Here's your forecast. Things are a little unsettled, a little active, but we're going to be okay. Lots of sunshine, light wind, just a few high clouds, 85, our forecast high. We hit 82 yesterday. The record high for today is 87. We'll be getting close to it. 59 for the overnight low tonight. The overnight lows have been quite mild because the high clouds have been hanging around. Most of Thursday looks good. As we get deeper into the day, we're going to see two things happening. There's a ginormous low trough of low pressure right over San Francisco, and we're going to be caught on the very edge of that. And then a cold front is coming in from British Columbia, and those two things are going to combine to make the weather a little cattywampus on Friday. We're going to see some rain, could see some heavy rain at times on Friday. Most of it's going to be Thursday night into Friday morning. We'll start drying out Friday afternoon. Chance of rain on Friday night goes down to about 30%. We'll take that. And then for the big day, Saturday, for the Smoke Growers Grand Parade, and sun's going to take the day off. It's not going to be very warm. Our normal high is 68. It's going to be cool, going to be cloudy, but we should be dry by the time the parade starts with a high of 61, and we close out Apple Blossom with sunshine and a high of 65. So we're going to see a dramatic change in the temperature. Thursday's high of 86, Friday's 61. That's a 25-degree difference and our afternoon high in just 24 hours. Now you know. 7 minutes after the hour, and you're going to know what's happening in the world of news in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I chose a career at Kuntz South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence South. Come grow with us.
In the market for an RV? Do not buy any RV before you shop Click-It RV. Because Click-It RV has just acquired over 300 2022 fifth wheels, travel trailers, toy haulers, and motorhomes. And everyone is just $199 over invoice. And take advantage of 0 down, no payments for 90 days, and low interest financing. Plus guaranteed lowest price and lifetime warranty. So don't miss the Click-It RV Do Not Buy sale. Going on now at all 5 locations, including right here in Moses Lake.
The Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is here, and NCW Life Channel has you covered. Join us for the Smoke Growers Grand Parade Saturday, May 6th at 11 a.m. Coverage is brought to you by Bob's Apple Barrel Bark, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Global Car Care, Kennedy Real Estate Group, and Prestige Senior Living at East Wenatchee. NCW Life Channel, your official Washington State Apple Blossom Festival TV station.
High clouds, 61 degrees in the valley, mid-80s today, close to a record high. Good-looking day. Most of Thursday looks pretty good. Big change coming to the weather Thursday night and lasting really through the weekend. It's 9 minutes after the hour. Those 2 jailed men accused of stabbing a Chelan County corrections officer allegedly used weapons that they made using a screw and a sharpened toothbrush. 24-year-old Benito Eduardo Lycia and 28-year-old Javier Valdez face likely charges of aggravated attempted murder, prison riot, and unlawful weapon possession. Wenatchee police say both were carrying handmade weapons when they attacked the jail guard on Monday morning. That left him with cuts and stab wounds to his head, his neck, and his hand, but the wounds were not life-threatening. Jail officials say the 2 men appeared to cooperate in the attack. It may have been in retaliation for an infraction leveled against one of the inmates when he failed to comply with the correctional officer's order. Last week, Judge Travis Brandt assigned both Lycia and Valdez an additional $2 million in bail, and they were scheduled to be transferred to state prison custody ahead of their trials. The two men were already charged in two separate Wenatchee homicides that took place last year. The development of that regional sports complex is one step closer. Senator Brad Hawkins' Senate Bill 5001 allows communities to form a second public facilities district that authorizes local governments to join together and seek voter approval of regional facilities. Hawkins gave credit to a lot of officials and organizations who supported the effort, including the cities of Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, Chelan and Douglas counties, and Our Valley, Our Future. He said that a sports complex will, quote, serve as a catalyst for development of significant economic activities, end quote, in the proposed Wenatchee landing area where they want to plan on building it. On Monday, Senator Hawkins joined the governor as he signed the bill.
This Senate Bill 5001, this creates a powerful tool to help build swimming pools in Wenatchee, Olympia, and possibly other communities where new recreational options are sorely needed. This changes the public facilities district law, could give more kids a chance to learn to swim, a skill that lasts a lifetime and is the best way to prevent accidental drowning. Thanks, Senator Hawkins. All right, okay, keep swimming. Hey, Brian, good to see you.
A paraeducator at an Ephrata Elementary School is being recognized for her heroism. And what a great story this is. She helped save a child's life suffering a medical emergency. Lee Urfua Sharp stepped in when a student at Grant Elementary School collapsed and became unresponsive on the playground. Her CPR efforts revived the boy, who was then treated by emergency medical responders, later released for medical care. Principal Shannon Dahl says Fua Sharp's intervention possibly saved the student's life. He's expected, by the way, to make a full recovery. For her heroism, Fua Sharp will receive the Ephrata School District's Excellent Award at a school assembly on June 9th. Washington's Attorney General is the first Democrat to declare his candidacy for the governorship. Jay Inslee, of course, said on Monday he was not going to run for a fourth term. 58-year-old Bob Ferguson has been the state's lead attorney since 2013. He has steered several high-profile court cases, including a civil action against the Trump administration that halted the initial plan to restrain travel to the United States from majority Muslim countries. He also proposed the assault weapons ban that was recently signed into law. Richland School Board member Semi Bird, he's pictured there behind the podium, who voted to defy state COVID-19 requirements for his school district, announced back in November that he would run for governor as a Republican. And the same day that the governor said he's not running for a fourth term, the insurance commissioner said he's not running for a seventh. Mike Kreidler said on Monday he's not going to seek re-election. He's 79 years old. He's a Democrat. He was elected to his sixth term in 2020. Last year, Inslee called for Kreidler's resignation after members of his staff disclosed instances of abusive behavior, as well as language that was derogatory towards transgender people and people of color. Kreidler chose to fill out his term and retire. And the Apple Blossom musical isn't as long-running as the festival itself, but they've been doing one pretty much every year since 1962. Music Theater Wenatchee has. This year, it's Shrek. Dave Williams is the director. It is adopted, of course, from the movie from back in 2001. Shrek opens tonight at the American Performing Arts Center, runs through May 13th. I had a chance to sit down with Jeff Heminger and costumer Christy Clare about how the whole thing comes together.
This is my first time leading a music theater. I've done high school for about 8 or 10 years now. I think actually last year for Mamma Mia was my first time doing a music theater. I just made a couple of costumes. I just helped last year. So this is my first time actually leading as the lead costumer. And yeah, it was definitely overwhelming. I regretted life decisions many times.
Did you volunteer, or did you say it's time for you to step up and be the head person?
No, I was asked by our producer if I would be the lead costumer. At first I said no. She responded, really? And I caved. So I was told the cast would be small. I was misled.
So Jill said, Jill Sheets, the producer, she basically pleaded with you?
She didn't. She really just was like, hey, you know, I think they usually have a core group of costumers that, you know, do the productions, but I think they all had stuff going on, and so I call myself the B team. They called in the B team to do this. And
is that true?
No. She's fantastic.
And the biggest challenge you had was making the donkey costume for this guy.
I think donkey is a hard one, yeah. I couldn't, I will say Pinnacle's prep did help. They put his costume together, and I'm just doing the fine tuning on it. But the material that his costume is made out of, faux fur, is just really difficult to work with, and it sheds and makes a big mess. And we had to add a little donkey booty for him, so just trying to get everything,
rear end, yeah.
just trying to get everything fit so that he looks good on stage. And
when I first thought about the show, the role I was most interested in was Lord Farquaad. And then as I was thinking about it more, I thought, Shrek would be fun too. And then, Pinocchio is a great role. And Donkey wasn't one I initially had thought of for myself. It's a lot more of a kind of, this manic energy, it's kind of a bigger, more broad kind of part than I've played before. So I initially didn't have it in mind. But then during the audition process, they asked me to read for Donkey a few times, and it was a lot of fun. And then Dave, I think he did a really good job with the casting of who he picked for the different roles, and everyone fits into them.
Shrek is a love story at the end. Of course, we're not going to spoil a great deal of it. But to me, the most compelling love story is how Shrek and your character kind of bond.
Yeah.
As the story progresses, because you can't stand each other at the beginning.
Yeah, well, he can't stand me.
Exactly.
I'm pretty excited to have, basically my first friend in the whole world,
right.
But he's kind of trying to get rid of me for quite a while before he finally just throws his hands up and says, I guess I'm stuck with this guy. So.
By the way, tickets are getting scarce, folks. Don't procrastinate. Get those tickets. My complete conversation, by the way, with Christy and Jeff will air in the back half of the program. Now you're in the loop at 16 minutes after the hour. If you want to stay in the loop, log on to our website and bookmark it, and then check out the news with Grant and Eric at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on TV. And you can always watch it at your own convenience via our Facebook page, our homepage, and on our YouTube page. And if there's a news tip out there, let us know about it. We don't have a monopoly on knowledge. Trust me. Get a hold of us. The ways you can do so at the bottom of your screen. When we come back, an adult portion of sports, but we're not checking ID. 2 minutes away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
When I was about 16, I got in a relationship. He hit me for the first time in front of his daughter. He physically abused me in front of my children. I couldn't do it no more. Sage was there for me when I needed them. I didn't hear a lecture from them. I didn't hear anything but just acceptance. And that's what I needed at the time. And they help you with everything that you need to move on in life and heal.
How much are you paying for adult family or assisted living? The Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments for one affordable price. They are diligent with their cleaning and sanitary standards to keep all residents healthy. Residents enjoy good food and excellent care in a relaxed home-like environment. Rooms are now available, so call ahead for a tour and see if the Epladolin is the right choice for you. Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, a presentation of Merry Maids. Tickets are on sale now for Music Theater of Wenatchee's annual Apple Blossom Musical. Shrek the Musical comes to the America Performing Arts Center May 3rd through May 13th. Evening performances are at 7:30 with matinees at 2 p.m. on May 7th and 13th. Tickets for Shrek the Musical range from $20 to $39 and can be had at the box office, by phone, or by visiting americapac.org. 19 minutes after the hour, for the third time in 4 games, the Kraken and the Stars went to overtime. Game 1 goes to the Kraken, 5-4. In a game that gave me a lot of stress, Seattle fans were on their feet. Kraken scored 4 first-period goals. They were up 4-2 heading into the third period, but that's when Dallas came back. They tied it. They forced overtime. A big Philip Grubauer stop in the extra frame led to Yanni Gourde being the hero at the other end of the ice.
Dellandrea across the line, finds Hinch, moves in, shoots, save Grubauer, oh, the rebound, he stopped Dellandrea as well. And Wenberg emerges, Brings it across the Dallas line to Alexiak. Alexiak backhander, steered aside by Ottinger. With room, Susi. Passed up the shot, instead it's Wenberg. Got it on net by Cartier, and it's gobbled up by Ottinger. Pirouettes at the blue line. Tolvanen up top, Larson. Fake the one-timer, instead Bjorkstrand puts one on net. The rebound on the doorstep. Controlled by Yanni Gord. Swings it towards the net. Score! Yanni Gord! A wheel around wrister wins it in overtime. Seattle takes the early lead in this best of 7.
Gordon said they used the break between the end of regulation and the overtime period to kind of refocus and concentrate on the task at hand.
We're a pretty poised group in that locker room. We're a pretty confident group. Obviously, you don't want to give up 2 goals going in the third when you're leading by 2. But that's something that we can clean up. But I love their response. I love their composure. I love their poise. We're a pretty mature group in there. And we trusted that the process was going to get it done. Keep working, keep at it, and eventually we're going to get our break, and we got it there.
Coach Dave Haxtell says he was happy they made it to overtime, considering what Dallas did in the third period.
You know, we get a chance to get a little breath with the intermission and just reset a little bit. Obviously, that last 10 minutes, as soon as they got the third goal, I mean, the momentum swing, they came in waves, right? The building's rocking, and you know that they were going to come. But to be able to, get through to the overtime, the intermission, settle down a little bit, and just get back to our game. That's the biggest thing. We didn't do anything spectacular or out of the ordinary in overtime, but, the big thing for me was our group and the older guys in the room were just to be able to bring us kind of back to level, and we got back to our game.
Game 2 tomorrow night at 6:30 on the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. Mariners were being no-hit into the 8th inning last night, and they finally generated some offense, just enough. They beat Oakland 2-1. Mason Miller had kept Seattle hitless through 7. That's when A.J. Pollock stepped up to the 8th. He changed that. And then Jared Kelenic proved the winning margin.
7 no-hit innings for the A's tonight. Here's A.J. Pollock.
There you go. Down the line. Giddy up! 1-1 ball game. A.J. Pollock with a home run. A.J. with his 3rd homer of the season. RBI number 9, back square at 1-1. Thing got out of here in a blink, didn't it?
Ball hit on a line as he takes over that home run trident.
Breaks up the no-no, gets him on the board. He gets a carry to trident, which is kind of heavy. KO for 2, fly to left, walk and a strikeout. There's the drive down the right field line. That baby's going to stay fair. Caballero scores. Ty digging for 3rd. Jared Kelenic, another big moment. And the Mariners have a 2-1 lead. Wally with the 2-2. He got him. And the Mariners win this ball game 2-1. They were being no-hit, but they come back late with 2 runs in the 8th inning to win this ball game, to go to 13-16, and on the road trip they are now 3-4.
Bryce Miller made his major league debut, and he looked really good. He struck out 10 over 6 innings. He allowed just 1 run on 2 hits, and needless to say, Scott Service was happy.
Pretty good way to start off your major league career. Unbelievable performance tonight by Bryce Miller. Calm, cool, as any young player I've ever seen, really, getting that opportunity to start his first major league game. That's kind of what we saw in spring training a little bit, but you never really know when the lights come on, and it was the same guy. And he got in an awesome rhythm groove tonight with his secondary pitches. Obviously, the fastball's got all kinds of life on it, and the swing and miss that can bring from other lineups. So can't ask for much more. That was some kind of shot at the arm tonight, and just the ease with which he was landing his secondary pitches. The curveball, the slider, even threw a changeup in there. He got a called strike on. That's hard to do first time out. I knew the fastball was going to be good, and it's the life on the ball. He can ride the ball up in the zone. It's got carry at the bottom of the zone, and certainly they have a young team over there, but the stuff was outstanding.
Mariners and A's play again tonight. You can watch it on Root Sports Northwest. Good seats still available. Wenatchee celebrated their 10 seniors last night, and then they took on Moses Lake in boys soccer 80 minutes later. They won 7-1. Anthony Garcia had a hat trick. Julian Reyes added another couple of goals. Wenatchee holds on to first place in the Big Nine. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen with the call right here on this very television station.
Right-footed shot. Pagliarulo dives, the stop, and with nerves of steel, that Wenatchee player tapped it in. Oh, good header. Good anticipation that time. Into the box, Garcia. Goal. Anthony Garcia for the Wenatchee Panthers. 19 minutes, 49. Matt Wisen.
Fantastic job by Mr. Garcia to get the leverage on that defender and keep him on his back. You didn't have to outrun him at that point, as long as he kept him on his back. And then just wait for the keeper to show his hand and then play the ball.
Garcia with some space. Into the box. Garcia shot across. Golazo! What a beauty! What a beauty! What a beauty! Collective play at its finest, Matt Wisen, for Julian Reyes to make this 3-0. I think it was Julian. Nimbly interrupted by the Panthers. The through ball looking for Garcia. Into the box he goes. Garcia, the shot! Oh, my goodness! Oh, my word! Tight angle. No problem. Dances in front of the goal. Oh, my goodness! Not a worry. Not a problem. By himself, completely solo on the left side of the box.
Anthony Garcia with his hat trick tonight.
Oh my goodness! Are they doing a little dance in front of of our camera? Is that what's going on?
Oh, something going on down there. Yep. He's having a night.
And of course, the man who makes it all possible, the Grand Poobah broadcasting Dan Kuntz. A quick run, the shot, masterful finish, and that makes it 6-0. The shot, oh my goodness, Pagliarulo guessed right, slapped it, but the shot went in anyway. It's 7-0 Wenatchee. Mose, the shot. Oh my goodness! And just like that, this shutout is over. And Mose manages to slink one past the diving Salazar and make this one a 7-1 score.
Just squeaked through the pipes. Great shot, keeping that thing low and hard.
Beautiful shot. Goal kick for Wenatchee. And there's the whistle that says, like my partner just said, it's game. Game, set, match. To use a tennis term, Wenatchee has taken this one from Moses Lake by a score of 7-1.
After the game, Sebastian interviewed Coach Dennis Tronson and two very good freshmen.
It was about coming in and making a statement. We're getting to the end of the season, we're playing well, and we just need to keep building on the momentum that we've gained these last 4 games. And we know there's more soccer to play as the season goes forward.
Yeah, obviously I know these guys off the field in school and club soccer. I also play with them as well, so that helps too. And then just me and my brother, when we connect, it's just like easy.
It's just good momentum because we dropped those 3 games in a row, and these guys started it. So just coming out and beating these guys, because we obviously took that loss like deep down, So just building momentum going into the playoffs is big, because then you're just carrying those. I mean, we scored 7 tonight, so just going in thinking that we're going to get 7 in the next game and 7 in the next game, just keep pushing for more goals and more wins.
All right, straight to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard we go. Eastmont, by the way, remains tied with Wenatchee for first. They beat West Valley 4-1. Okanagan topped Tonasket. Liberty Bell over Bridgeport. Manson shutting Pateros out. In the schedule today, Brewster is at Oroville at 4:30, and Omak will host Quincy at 6 tonight. Big 9 baseball from Les Schwab. Eastmont shut out Sunnyside 12-0. Davis comes back to beat the Panthers 8-5. West Valley now draws even with Moses Lake atop the Big 9 standings with an 8-0 win over the Mavericks. Kashmir claimed the regular season Caribou Trail League title with a 20-0 win over Cascade. Chelan edged Quincy. Omak beat Manson. Waterville-Mansfield claimed a 10-6 win over Riverside Christian. And Oroville shuts out Tonasket. Doubleheader in Winthrop today. Liberty Bell will host Clay Elum at 3 o'clock. Prep fast pitch softball scoreboard. Wenatchee down Davis 14-3. Quincy beat Chelan. Kashmir caught Cascade. Okanagan beat Brewster. Tonasket blanked Manson. And there's one game today. Liberty Bell softball team will also host Clay Elum. They're sharing the bus, I'm sure, on the way up. That's at 3 o'clock. And in tennis, West Valley's tennis team completes an undefeated Big Nine campaign. They swept Moses Lake yesterday. Chelan edged Eastmont in both the boys and the girls. Cascade and Kashmir split their tennis match in Kashmir. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at the bottom of the hour. The obscure holiday today, National Paranormal Day. Ooh. Do you believe in ghosts? A lot of people do. A lot of people do. I'm ambivalent towards it. I haven't had any paranormal, experience. Not that I know of anyway. Sometimes I think the show is a paranormal experience. I actually visited the Winchester Mansion in San Jose, California. It was built by the Winchester family, who made millions on the Winchester rifle. But the patron, or the matron of the family, Sarah Winchester, was convinced that her mansion was haunted by the ghosts of all the people who died because they were shot by a Winchester rifle. So she kept adding rooms onto the mansion. It's got like 300 rooms. And a lot of the rooms don't even have doors or windows. You can't even get to the rooms. But of course, if you're a ghost, I suppose you don't need a door or a window. If you get a chance to check it out, check out the Winchester Mansion. It's kind of weird. Ooh, ghosts. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? 31 minutes after the hour. Today in history, take a look at that flag. That might be a head scratcher. Go, what is that? That is the flag of Washington, D.C. Our nation's capital is 221 years old. May 3rd, 1802. Washington, D.C. was incorporated as a city. Of course, the Constitution provides for a federal district under the exclusive jurisdiction of the Congress. So Washington, D.C. is not part of any state. And it's not a state itself, it's a district. It's really weird. They have a mayor and a city council, but the Congress can override any decisions that they make. Go figure. Of course, they're also politically disenfranchised, since the residents of the city have no representation in Congress. They have one non-voting member of the House of Representatives. What the hell's that all about? Fun facts about Washington, D.C. The Capitol building was designed by a British doctor, Bill Thornton. The White House, designed by an Irishman, James Hoban. I know this is supposed to be the land of immigrants and opportunity, but you know. Residents of Washington, D.C. drink more wine per capita than any of the residents of the 50 states. They love their vino. In our nation's capital, they have by far the highest median household income. It's huge. It's $92,000, which is like $20,000 more than any state in the Union. And 67,000 residents of our nation's capital, that's about 10% of the population, are ex-convicts. Happy birthday to our nation's capital. And a remarkable aviation feat on this day. Look at that. Can you believe that? May 3rd, 1952, 71 years ago today, Lieutenant Colonel Joseph O. Fletcher and Lieutenant Colonel Bill Benedict of the United States Air Force lands a plane on the North Pole. It's a very rare photo. Incredible feat. They became the first Americans to actually set foot on the exact geographic North Pole. Who was the first one to the North Pole? Nobody knows. Was it Peary? Was it Cook? Many people think neither one of them actually made it to the actual North Pole. We know that Joe and Bill did on this date. Incredible feat there. By the way, the Soviets beat us to it. They had done the same thing 4 years earlier, but anyway. Chief Bull Connor said, well, my jail is full. Birmingham, the most segregated town in this country, 60 years ago today, Bull Connor said, I got no place to put the black people in jail because the jails are full because I arrested them all. So let's go ahead and turn on the hoses. Turn it up to a pressure that would take the bark off a tree. Let's take out the police dogs, the billy clubs, and let's just beat the crap out of the protesters. This, of course, made national news on the newspapers and on television, and they went, so that's what it's like to be a black person in Birmingham, Alabama. 60 years ago today, birthdays. Some historical birthdays. I was going to say heavenly birthday, but I don't think Machiavelli is in heaven. Niccolo Machiavelli, the Italian philosopher, born in the state in 1469, contributed these three things to the human condition. It is better for leaders to appear to be virtuous than to actually be virtuous. The ends justify the means, and that all human beings are basically cynical and untrustworthy. Thank you, Mr. Machiavelli, for that. Born in the state in 1469. Born 120 years ago today, Harry Lillis Bing Crosby, born in Tacoma, raised in Spokane, the single biggest selling recording artist of the first half of the 20th century. He's sold billions of records, and multimedia stars are everywhere now. But who was the very first multimedia star? That guy. He was a star in recordings, in movies, in televisions, in nightclubs, radio. He did it all. Bing Crosby, born 120 years ago today. I know this guy's in heaven because he's Pete Seeger. Love Pete Seeger, miss Pete Seeger. We lost Pete Seeger 9 years ago from the Weavers and his great songs and he's just a wonderful guy. We miss Pete, born in the state in 1919. James Brown would have been 90 years old today. Ow! Mr. Dynamite, the godfather of soul, soul brother number one, and the music lives on. We love James Brown, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the very first class, born in the state in 1933. Frankie Valli's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He was inducted a long time ago. Happy 89th birthday to Frankie Valli. Oh my. And Willie Geist. I like Willie Geist. I think he's a great journalist. Whenever he's on TV, I watch it. Willie Geist is 48 years old today. Happy birthday, Willie. 36 minutes after the hour, a brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. You've never seen it because we've never aired it. Then we'll talk to a cast member and a backstage crew member of Shrek the Musical. Music Theater Wenatchee's annual Apple Blossom production. It opens tonight at the America Performing Arts Center. Don't forget, it's Winning Wednesday. I got tickets for Friday night's Hell on Hooves. More information how you can enter still to come. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the Instant Life channel.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, a young couple I know got married. The husband didn't like carrots, and he jokingly told his new bride that he was allergic to carrots. Well, his new wife thought this was ridiculous, and she made her hubby some carrot cake, not telling him what was in it until after he ate it, and he failed to die from anaphylactic shock or any allergic reaction. Well, so then rather smugly she said, I knew you weren't allergic to carrots. Well, my question is this. Why did this gal need to prove her hubby wrong? What would have been the matter of just accepting that he didn't like carrots and that she didn't need to prove he wasn't allergic to them? You hear what I'm saying? Now, sometimes husbands and wives just need to recognize some statements as humorous or ironic and not feel the need to prove the other wrong. Not that Rosie would ever do anything like that with me. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology,
the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
Welcome back to the program. It is the annual Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Music Theater Wenatchee's presentation. They've been doing this every year since 1962 or something like that. And if you're unfamiliar with the plot, a little synopsis. A loner who lives alone in the swamp, pretty happy with himself, all things considered. His world is turned upside down, and him and his sidekick, the donkey, go and rescue a princess who doesn't really want to be rescued. You know what I'm talking about, of course. It's Fiddler on the Roof. The annual, no, I'm sorry, it's Shrek. It's Shrek, yeah. I was wondering why they didn't cast Tevye in this, Jeff. I don't know what's going on. Jeff and your cohort, introduce yourselves to our television family.
All right, I'm Jeff Heminger. I'm playing Donkey in the production.
And I'm Christy Clare. I am the lead costumer for Shrek.
So your job, Christy, it's huge.
Yes.
It's huge. How many? 47 cast members. How many costumes?
Over 100 costumes. Yeah.
How many from scratch?
Oh gosh, I don't even know if I could. 20. Maybe,
that you had to create. Just you had to go out and get the material and make it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So your sewing machine. How many hours have you sat at that?
It's not just me.
Right.
I do have some helpers, but I don't even know. It's like a second full-time job, honestly.
Is this the biggest challenge you've ever had? Because you've done a lot of these. You've been a costumer for a lot of productions, both high school and music theater. Is this the biggest challenge you've ever had?
Yeah, this is my first time leading a music theater. I've done high school for about 8 or 10 years now. I think actually last year for Mamma Mia was my first time doing a music theater. I just made a couple of costumes. I just helped last year. So this is my first time actually leading as the lead costumer. And it was definitely overwhelming. I regretted life decisions many times.
Did you volunteer, or did you say it's time for you to step up and be the head person?
No, I was asked by our producer if I would be the lead costumer. At first I said no. She responded, really? And I caved. So I was told the cast would be small. I was misled.
So Jill said, Jill Sheets, the producer, she basically pleaded with you?
She didn't. She really just was like, hey, I think they usually have a core group of costumers that, do the productions, but I think they all had stuff going on, and so I call myself the B team. They called in the B team to do this. And
is that true?
No. She's fantastic.
And the biggest challenge you had was making the donkey costume for this guy.
I think donkey is a hard one, yeah. I couldn't, I will say Pinnacle's Prep did help. They put his costume together, and I'm just doing the fine tuning on it. But the material that his costume is made out of, faux fur, is just really difficult to work with, and it sheds and makes a big mess. And we had to add a little donkey booty for him. So
Got some
just trying to get
hips and
everything,
rear end, yeah.
just trying to get everything fit so that he looks good on stage. And yeah.
So if you had 100 costumes, you had to make 20 from scratch. That gives you 80 that came from a costume supply kind of a company that
Yeah,
says,
so
what are you
we-
doing? You're doing Shrek. Here's your costumes.
So we borrowed some from Wenatchee High School, Music Theater or Riverside Playhouse. They do have a costume room that they store a lot of their costumes in, and so I kind of pilfered around through there, a lot of thrift store shopping. So just kind of putting stuff together and seeing, what will work and embellishing and altering and yeah.
There's some kids in this production, and the kids are in costume as well. Have they gotten used to their costume yet? Have you not done a full dress rehearsal? Do they understand the difference between going up there in your street clothes and rehearsing and you're going to be in a costume when the show's actually on?
Yeah, so we haven't done a full dress rehearsal yet. Well, your kids are in the show.
Yeah, I've got
eh?
my two oldest kids are in the show.
Yeah.
They've done some theater before, so they're kind of used to it. And,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the kids that are in the show have been doing theater in the past, and so they kind of understand how it all works.
Once they're in costume, and I ask you this, do they get more into character? when
Oh
they're
yeah,
actually-
the costume. Yeah, you can definitely see that with each production as you're going through and you're working on trying to get your character and be as big as you can be, and then as soon as the costume is on you, it really changes it and helps you notch it up a level, I think. So
You mentioned you're just the leader of a team. How many other costumers are in your department?
I have 2 people that are helping quite a bit, and then probably another 3 or 4 that have kind of done a costume here or there. Actually, I have 3 people that have helped quite a bit.
Any times when it was 1 o'clock in the morning and you're sitting there with your foot on the pedal, you're going, what the hell? I'm so mad at Jill right now.
No, I will say, though, I don't generally have issues with sleeping. Usually when my head hits the pillow, I'm out. But the first month or so was waking up in the middle of the night and then, usually kind of roll over, go back to sleep. But then I start thinking about, oh, I need to do this and I need to do this. And then all of a sudden it's, 3 in the morning and I'm awake and I'm thinking, oh, yay. So, yeah, it was some sleep deprivation happening there in the beginning.
Opening night on May 3rd, is your job essentially done at that point? Or you think you would be, right? I mean, the sets are built, the costumes are done, all they have to do is put on the show.
No, yeah. So backstage, having to help with any kind of costume malfunctions because, people do tear things. And then also, you think even after strike, my job is done, but we have to take the costumes home and wash them and then put them away as well. So
You have to move around a lot in your costume. And you mentioned before, the fabric that the donkey costume is in is challenged to alter and to make. Are you anticipating there might be a couple of, oh crap, Jeff, get back here, you just tore your shorts?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to go over all of the seams on his costume just to make sure that we don't pop a seam. I'm hoping that it's pretty solid by the time show opens and that he'll be good to go.
You get to chew a lot of scenery. You get to play the donkey, which was voiced brilliantly by Eddie Murphy in the original movie. You probably have more lines than anybody. I'm thinking, if it's true to the movie, don't you have about as many lines as anybody?
Pretty close. I think Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey are the 3 that kind of have the most in the show. So yeah, I'm out there quite a bit. Yeah.
And when you auditioned for this, did you audition for whatever the hell they want to cast me in, Dave, or did Dave say, I think you're going to be a donkey and I'm pointing you in that direction?
Yeah, it's kind of a mix. On the form, you can kind of indicate what you're most interested in. And so when I first thought about the show, the role I was most interested in was Lord Farquaad. And then as I was thinking about it more, I thought, Shrek would be fun too. And then, Pinocchio is a great role. And Donkey wasn't one I initially had thought of for myself. It's a lot more of a kind of, this manic energy, it's kind of a bigger, more broad kind of part than I've played before. So I initially didn't have it in mind, but then during the audition process, they asked me to read for Donkey a few times, and it was a lot of fun. And then Dave, I think he did a really good job with the casting of who he picked for the different roles, and everyone fits into them really well.
Well, of course, Jeff gets to be cast because he's on the board of directors of Music Theater Wenatchee, so right. He was guaranteed. I'm just kidding. Shrek is a love story. At the end, of course, we're not going to spoil a great deal of it, but to me, the most compelling love story is how Shrek and your character kind of bond. Yeah. As the story progresses, because you can't stand each other at the beginning.
Yeah, well, he can't stand me. Exactly. I'm pretty excited to have basically my first friend in the whole world, right. But he kind of is trying to get rid of me for quite a while before he finally just throws his hands up and says, I guess I'm stuck with this guy. So.
The lead, Vern Smith, plays the title character of Shrek. You guys got some good stuff going on here as you've been rehearsing. You know it's going to work.
Oh yeah. We have a lot of fun on stage, and this show is great. I mean, if you've seen the movie, you know the basic show, but the music is really just top notch. It's got a great score by Janine Tesori, who's done a lot of other Broadway shows, and so really fun song and dances. It's just funny from start to finish.
And we should mention this. The plot line is essentially what it is in the movie, but this is much more musical heavy. There's a lot more original musical numbers that you're going to hear when you come to the New America Performing Arts Center to watch this show. That's not in the movie, right?
Right, yeah. You'll hear a couple songs that are in the movie, but then most of the rest of it is all original material. So.
And it carries the plot along. It's substituting some of the dialogue from the movie is now songs.
Yeah, they kind of find some clever ways to take some of the original dialogue and work it into the songs. So you've got some of the dialogue is kind of just what it is in the movie and spoken, but a lot of it shows up in the songs too. So.
And of course, the lead, the princess. There's actually 2 leads for the princess, and there's a reason for that. So you're working with Haley and Maddie.
Right.
Now Maddie, I've known very well. Haley, I'm a little more vague of. So, but they get to share the lead of the princess.
Yeah, they're kind of tag teaming. When one of them is the princess, the other one will be one of the fairy tale creatures and doing the voice of the gingerbread man. And so they have it tough because they're learning 2 different parts and switching, on a given night.
Have they ever done, I don't know, somebody must tell, have they ever done a show, Music Theater, Wenatchee Theater, with 47 different cast members? I mean, I thought The Sound of Music with 10 or 12 was a lot. We're talking 47 here.
Yeah, it's up there. I know we've done a few. I know Mary Poppins had a pretty big cast, and Beauty and the Beast a while back did too, but that's definitely one of the bigger casts that we've had.
A lot of laughter in this thing?
Oh, yeah. I think it's just hilarious from start to finish. I mean, especially like the character of Lord Farquaad, who is a little more serious in the movie and kind of more sinister. He's just ridiculous in this show, just really funny. So. Yeah.
Let me get some of the pertinent information out, then we have a couple more questions for these 2 folks. Again, tickets range from $20 to $39. Every seat in this joint is fine. You're not going to have to worry about that. 663-ARTS, 509-663-ARTS, so you can come to the box office here during regular business hours at the America Pack. You can go to their website. Tickets are going fast. Opening night is Wednesday, May 3rd. It goes through the 7th with a matinee that first weekend, and they take a couple of days off. Then it's May 10th through the 13th. Dave Williams is the director. Jill Sheets is the producer. How is Dave doing as a director?
Great. Yeah, I love Dave. I've been doing theater with him for quite a while now, and so we make each other laugh all the time.
Does he have a directorial style, so to speak, or hey, you nailed your line and you get your spot, so let's move on to the next thing?
Yeah, he's really good at kind of the collaborative aspect between the director and the actors, and not just saying, this is the way it has to be, but kind of, well, let's try this and see if it works, or if you've got an idea, and then he'll say, yeah, that's great, let's go with it. So yeah, there's been a lot of good back and forth.
I've done a lot of these interviews with various shows, not only music theater, but Wenatchee musicals, Eastmont high school musicals. I don't get a chance to talk to the backstage folks a little bit, so this is a real treat for me, because these are the unsung heroes. Costume designers, set decorators, set builders. Give a shout out to some of the folks who will not be on stage during the run of this. If you forget names, that's fine. But these people deserve tons of kudos, from sound to lighting, all the stuff that the people who, without these people, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't know a lot of the set people all that well, so I can only give a shout out really to my costumers like Connie Morris and Angie Redmond. Kelly Atwood actually has helped quite a bit as well. But I mean, there's a lot of people. There's a lot that goes into putting these shows together, and then the set building and the painting, and even during the shows as they're moving set pieces around. And I mean, it's just quite eye-opening actually to be involved in backstage and what goes on.
How did you ever get involved in this to begin with? Is it like a couple of kids did a thing and they dragged mom into it?
My children started in Short Shakespeareans, which is now associated with Music Theater Wenatchee. So that's how I got involved in it.
Parents got involved, and there you go. No regrets?
I'm a quilter by nature. That's kind of my thing that I do. And the first show that my son did for Short Shakespeareans, Kelly Atwood, who's the director, she said, okay, you can sew? And I was like, well, no, I quilt. And she's like, okay, here's a pattern, and here's some fabric. And I'm like, no. I don't sew, I just quilt. And she's like, if you can sew a straight line, you can quilt, or you can costume. It's a lot different, but here I am, 10, 12 years later, still doing it. So, yeah.
Let's fast forward to May 3rd, Wednesday night, May 3rd. It's 5 minutes before curtain time. This place will be packed because it's opening night. What's going on in your in your brain? How do you prep for that?
Yeah, I'm getting the pre-show jitters. As long as I've done it, I always get a little bit nervous beforehand. That's usually what happens for me. Is I've kind of got butterflies, right up to when I get on stage, and then as soon as I'm out there, I kind of everything's going to be all right. So.
And I always ask theater folks, especially on stage folks, opening night or closing night, which do you prefer? Closing night, like, hey, we're almost did it and we did it, or opening night, like, here we go?
Yeah. I think closing night. I think because the show, I think, just gets better and better as you go, and you just I've had all those experiences with everybody, and there's a little bit of that sadness of the show's going to be done, and so the closing night feels like a really special performance, I think.
Music Theater Wenatchee has been doing Apple Blossom musicals for over 60 years, COVID accepted, and it should be pointed out that not a single damn person is getting paid. Nobody is getting paid squat, and they had to go out and write a big fat check to the production company for the rights to even do the show Shrek. So do yourself a favor and get down here and check it out. Again, Wednesday, May 3rd through the 7th. They take a couple of days off and they do it again May 10th through the 13th. Kid friendly. There's an intermission, so total show length is about...
probably 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. That includes the intermission, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's a great show. Looking forward to it. Yeah. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day and visiting with us.
Sure.
We appreciate it. Once again, Fiddler on the Roof. I'm sorry, it's Shrek. Sunrise, sunset, and we'll be right back.
Spring into action and save on stressless seating at Boswell's. Now get $400 off all classic power recliners, signature-based recliners and ottomans, and cross-base recliners and ottomans. And get $400 off most sofas and love seats. Imagine how much you can save building your dream sectional. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse. I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
All right, it's Winning Wednesday. Barrel racing, bull riding, saddle bronking, mutton busting. Come smell the excitement. Talking, of course, about Lexar Homes bringing Hell on Hooves Rough Stock Rodeo this Friday and Saturday. These tickets that I'm giving away are for Friday night's performance. Friday night's performance, day after tomorrow, and I got 3 4-packs. So we're going to have 3 winners. Each winner will get 4 tickets to Friday nights. Hell on Hooves, winner at ncwlife.com, winner at ncwlife.com. Get in your emails to me. We'll do the drawing a little bit later on, and 4 tickets, that's a $100 value. General admission tickets are $25 a pop. Not bad, all right. Get your emails into me, winner at ncwlife.com for Hell on Hooves Friday night performance. So even if you can't go, you can give them to somebody who you like, or if you don't like it, you can give them to somebody who you don't like. Winner at ncwlife.com. From the National Weather Service, get ready for a big change in the weather once we get to Thursday night. In the meantime, we're going to do it all over again. 85. Our high today, our record high on this date, 87. Yesterday's high, 82. Normal high, 68. We like that. 59 for the overnight low, another mild one. And then we do it for the most part on Thursday. Now, deep into Thursday, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, here comes a combination of systems. We're going to be on the very edge of a low, and a cold front's going to come in. Those two things are going to get together, and look at what's going to happen. It's going to rain overnight Thursday night into Friday, sometimes heavy rain into Friday, and then it tapers off Friday afternoon. Friday night we should be dry and not bad, but pretty chilly for Grand Parade Day. And that's it for us. Have yourself a great Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.